TD, we have it on work. Alright, guidance. Just a reminder for folks, our watch time back hold time is 3 minutes and 16 seconds. TD, CTLS on 212, we're ready to go. Alright, very good. And launch director, with that cleanup, we're going to go ahead and proceed. Yes, sir, please do. Alright, and all personnel, we are going to pick up the clock here momentarily. And GLS, you can resume the clock on your mark. I copy that. Countdown clock will resume on my mark. 3, 2, 1, mark. GLS is go for auto sequence start. 25 seconds.
All right, folks. Amazing.
20. 15. 10 seconds. TLS is go for main engine start.
There's a start, now I see it. At 100.
102, 102. We are in auto. There goes the tower.
3 at 104.
Waiting on the roll.
There's
the
the
roll.
LBLH.
The program, Houston.
Roger roll, Atlantis.
Throttling is next.
I agree, 0.96. She is going up.
Digitals. Coming up on the cloud deck.
There's the throttling.
Clouds at 20,000.
3 at 72. Throttle up.
What do you see there, Rex?
3 at 104.
DPDT is about point 0.07.
In the positive or negative direction?
Negative.
Atlantis, go and throttle up, no action, DPDT.
You go with throttle up, no action on DPDT. It's probably just cabin stretch.
Okay.
Atlantis, we think it's a cabin stretch.
We concur, thank you.
90 seconds.
Seconds.
DPDT is trending to 0.
Copy.
Thank you.
It's at 0.
Staging is next.
I agree. Stand by.
DC less than 50. Awesome.
All right, close your chute to open your visor.
Here he goes.
They're converged.
Agreed. Dump start, Sandy. Dump is started. Good pressures. Wow. EVAP now.
That out T
Atlantis, cruising down.
New engine down. Go.
Beep boop. Beep boop. What's going on, everybody? It is 7:45 p.m. here in Florida, and I am going to be hanging out with you guys, as the stream title says, for 30 minutes. I am beat. I am tired. The stream title also says a gallon of coffee. It's not a gallon, it's four cups. But welcome, guys. Hope everybody's doing well this Thursday. Shit, I was going to say something. Oh, yeah, Swishfish, you completely reminded me that the PS5 reveal was going on. I did watch a little bit of it. I worked on a bunch of videos today. When it first started, my daughter had just woken up from a nap, so I didn't really get to watch much. When I was cooking dinner, I watched a little bit, but I saw Horizon, I saw Hitman 3, I saw a couple other things too. And honestly, man, I have an Xbox One S. I've been pretty happy with it, but I have always gravitated more towards the PlayStation, the PlayStation exclusives. For whatever reason, they've always kind of appealed to me more. I used to have a PS3, and I honestly, man, I think next time I go to get a console, I'm either going to get a PS5 or whatever's coming next from Nintendo. I'm in no rush. I mean, the only game that I'm looking forward to right now is Cyberpunk. But yeah, Ratchet and Clank. So when did the first come? 10 years ago? When did the first one come out? Has there only been one Ratchet and Clank game? I just, that's a franchise I've never. First release was 2002. Latest release was 2016. Oh, okay. So there's been more than one. I didn't realize that. That's a franchise that I've never really paid attention to. I just know it by name. But there's certain games that me and my wife used to play a lot on the PS3. Little Big Planet and she really liked Katamari, I think it was called. And it was pretty fun. But no, I can't buy. Dude, I can't buy two consoles. I barely play consoles as it is. Whenever I buy a console a month later, I feel like I wasted my money because I just revert back to, playing my PC. But yeah, anyway, Swish, it's always fun to have something to look forward to. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the way the console looks. It's my Xbox One S is, I wish every console looked like that. And it is for completely selfish reasons because it fits perfectly with the color scheme of our living room. It fits perfectly on the shelf that it's on. If you've ever seen my living room in pictures or videos, you'll see it. But yeah, man. Anyway, Swish, I appreciate that. Now I can't really think of any other games that really popped out to me. Then again, I only watched 30 minutes of it, so maybe not even that. But yeah. And Jack Doesn't Try, thank you so much as well. Hey, it's Manikov. Oh, what's up, man? A bit of a name change, LOL. What did you think of the PS5 reveal if you saw it? Yeah, I should have read yours before I went on that tangent about PS5 reveal. So, I saw a game that looked very, very similar to Zelda. I don't remember what it was, but I got this intense Zelda vibe when I saw it. I honestly can't really remember the other games that I saw. The new Hitman, was that Hitman 3? I did see that trailer. That looked fun. For me, I've never been one to get super pumped up for games just from cinematic trailers. They're cool to see, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a fun way to kind of, I guess, reveal the game that you're putting out. But for me, until I see gameplay, I don't really get that excited. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but cinematic trailers, they're fun. You get the general vibe of the game. I've seen some great cinematic trailers and then played the game and it's not that good. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, if I do end up getting a next generation console in the distant future, I'm in no rush. I barely play console games. I would probably go with either a PlayStation 5 or whatever Nintendo has on the horizon, because I really miss playing my Wii U. I have a Wii U, don't have a Switch, But in terms of like a console that me and my wife played a lot of together on the couch, the Wii U was it, man. We played Mario and Mario Kart and all sorts of different games, and Super Smash occasionally we'd fire up, and you know, it was a good couch, fun, sit next to each other kind of game, having some beers, and I haven't plugged in our Wii U since. I mean, we probably haven't played a single game on it in over 2 years. It probably hasn't even been hooked up since in a year and a half. So it's kind of crazy. But anyway, I don't even know if Nintendo has announced anything new. I'm so out of the loop, man. So anyway, I appreciate that, Jack. And Swishfish once again, and Benjamin B, good to see you guys. Swish says the PS5's look is quote unquote love it or hate it. I love it. Yeah, it's. Let me look at it again. When I was watching it live. When I don't know if this was already shown before. It to me it gives off the vibe of, and maybe this is just me, but it gives off the vibe of like, if you ever have bought like a cheap ass, I don't know, computer tower, like a cheap dog shit computer tower that you saw on sale on eBay. I mean, that's like just plastic. I don't know. It just I'm not saying that's what it is. It just gives off that vibe to me. And I'm assuming you'll be able to lay it down horizontally. I hope so. I think. We'll see. And another thing that is like, I am a big fan of the Xbox control design. I think Xbox controllers, and obviously it's personal preference thing, right? But I think the Xbox controllers are far superior. I mean, ergonomically, I think they just, whenever I pick up a PlayStation controller, it always feels super wonky to me. It's like it hasn't changed in 20 plus years. And an Xbox controller, it always just seems to fit better in my hands. I don't, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's been a long time since I've messed with a PlayStation controller. I mean, honestly, the last time I played a PlayStation was maybe 2 years ago. I sold my PlayStation a couple of years ago to a family for Christmas. Yeah, I don't know. If I could get some of the PS exclusives with an Xbox controller, I'd be in heaven. I have no brand loyalty, man. I do not give a shit about brands. I'm not loyal to Xbox. I'm not loyal to PlayStation. I'm not loyal to Radeon or Intel. I'm not loyal to Android. I'm not loyal to Apple. I have no brand loyalty. That's how it goes. But yeah. Anyway. I appreciate that, Swish. And Benjamin B, thank you so much as well. Ben says, have you seen the Netflix show She-Ra? I just finished it. Very complex characters, especially for a kid's show. Good diversity of representation, too. No, but I have seen, whenever, we fire up Netflix to turn on some shows for my daughter, I have seen that like pop up as the trending shit on Netflix or what people are watching kind of thing, right? No, I've never seen it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if this is like a there's 5 seasons? Wow. No, I don't know anything about it, man. I'm sure that is something that in the future, we'll watch with our daughter. Right now, she likes what's that shit? Some mermaid show. She loves it, man. Like, it's kind of our Saturday morning routine. Is we'll bring her downstairs and we'll all lay in bed and watch that mermaid show or Spirit, which is like a horse show, stuff like that. But nope, never seen it. But I would be willing to bet in a couple years or maybe sooner than that, I will have seen all of it. But I appreciate it, Ben. Dude, there's so much. There's so much like kid stuff on Netflix. It's completely overwhelming. I mean, it is completely overwhelming. Just scrolling. And my daughter, like, if I put something on TV, she doesn't sit there and watch it. She maybe is entertained for 15-20 minutes, but if that, and if she doesn't like it, she's pretty much done within a minute. She doesn't have patience. So it's yeah, if I turn on She-Ra and she doesn't like it, she'll bolt within 2 minutes of me turning it on. So we shall see. Let's see. I think the vibe you meant is what those early 2005 renders of next-gen consoles supposed to be. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, to the cheap plasticky. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a good example in my head. Oh, okay. So a good example, Awesome Clone, to what I was talking about earlier with the with what I think, and this is just my opinion, whatever. The PS5 kind of looks like kind of a cheap plasticky thing. It reminds me of, if you look at like a Logitech headset, right? It looks good, it looks sleek, there's some meat on those bones. But then you look at like a $10 trying to be fancy headset on eBay that's coming from China with free shipping and it's going to be here in 2 months, but it looks quote unquote fancy and sleek. That's what it reminds me of. I don't know why. But anyway, Megan Wilson, thank you so much for the channel support tonight. Big thanks for your videos, keeping me company on all-nighters. Started watching 2015 in my dorm. Graduated with my bachelor's degree in music education last week. Holy shit. If everybody could do me a big favor in the chat, this is big. We've had a lot of people graduating lately. Congratulations, Megan. If everybody in the chat could do me a big favor and say congrats, Megan, I and Megan would, I'm sure, greatly appreciate it. But that's huge. And 2015 feels like it was yesterday. It's hard to believe that's already been 5 years, and it's hard to believe that people have been watching and you've been watching for those 5 years, and you've seen the ebb and flow of the personality and the content, and you know, patches of nothing and then patches of a lot of videos, and it's been a fun ride. But congratulations once again. I'm glad this channel could be some background noise for you. But hell yeah, on to the future, right? On to this even scarier future of no structure. The only structure you have is a structure that you make. It's freaky out there. Not really. It's fun. But yeah, hope you end up doing something that you love with a degree. That's what it's all about. But I appreciate that, Megan, and thank you so much for the kind words. And George Heilman, thank you so much as well. What would be your favorite SNES game, if any? Mine is Super Metroid. So I would say, I'm trying to think of the SNES games that I played the most as a kid. And a game that keeps popping into my head is Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That might not be my favorite, but that is without a doubt one of my favorites. Zombies, if you guys haven't played it, I think there's over 99 levels or something like that. Let me look that up. How many levels are in Zombies Ate My Neighbors? 40? 48? I could have swore there was like a 99 level thing. Anyway, yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors, man, is one of my all-time favorite games, and not just SNES games. It's so much fun. The music just, yeah. If people haven't played that, I'm sure a lot of you guys have, or maybe you haven't. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of games that you never heard of because maybe you weren't alive when these games came out. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is awesome. And what am I looking at right now? Think you're a horror fan? What? Have you played Zombies Ate My Neighbors recreated in Doom VR? Are you get out of here? Are you serious? That is awesome. The video above, courtesy of a small focus on VR games. The Zombies Ate My Neighbor Total Conversion mod itself is created by blah blah dude 27th. That is awesome. A 3D version of Zombies Ate My Neighbors with VR. Oh my god. So yeah, I remember playing Pitfall a lot too on the SNES. Yeah, Pitfall on the SNES was a hell of a lot of fun. I remember it being super smooth. I still have my SNES. It's in fact it's in the guest room, which is basically our storage room. Yeah, maybe I'll pull that out one day and give a little tour around the old SNES. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Jack Doesn't Try feels weird with the new gen of consoles coming out. I was in 5th grade when the first Xbox One came out. Whoa. And now I'm going to be a senior this year. That is... The first Xbox One came out that long ago? See, for me, time flies. In a weird way. Okay, so 2013. See, once again, 2013 feels like it was yesterday, but that's 7 years ago. That's crazy. So the first Xbox One came out 7 years ago. Is that average, Jack? Do you know? Let's see. How much time was between SNES and N64? Is that something that will be easily answered? There's a much easier way to look that up. Let's just Google SNES. So the SNES came out, in the United States in 1991. And the N64 came out in 1996, so 5 years. So I'm sure it's been shorter than that for the more modern consoles. But yeah, that's crazy, man. 7 years. And so my thing about consoles and video games and whatnot, consoles are great. Consoles are, they are an extremely affordable alternative to these huge, beefy PC gaming towers and builds that people make, right? And that's the way it kind of needs to be for consumers. You buy this console for $300, $400. I don't know what the PS5 is going for. I think the PS4 came out. It was like $500, right? Pretty pricey. But then you get games for it, and it's in terms of bang for your buck of entertainment, it's worth it. But for me, like in the grand scheme of things, and the way the evolution of graphics and processing and stuff like that, for a long time, and it's gotten better lately, just because some of these newer consoles get updated with like the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X and so on and so forth. But I feel like consoles kind of hold back the progress of some. This is me talking out of my ass, but I feel like it kind of holds the progress back of maybe developing better graphics and processing and whatnot. Because if you were building everything for the most beefy, powerful PC gaming build out there, I mean, you could push the boundaries of what is possible way more frequent, right? I mean, if you were every year, if you were making a game that utilized the most recent technology of like modern in the moment PCs, you would be completely triumphing over every console that's 5, 4, 6 years old. You know what I mean? If it was like that, if it was like that, it would be such an exclusive thing that it would suck. You have to have these consoles, right, to bring people in. But yeah, even then, I built my computer in 2015. It's almost 5 years old. And I still run everything perfectly smooth, no hiccups whatsoever. And that's because a lot of these games are built with 5, 6, 7-year-old consoles in mind, But yeah, anyway, that's me rambling, Jack. Congratulations on being a senior. That's big shit too, man. Hell yeah. And Caleb Kemp, good to see you. Hello there, right back to you. Hope you're doing well, man. I unfortunately have not recorded any of the stuff yet. I did take a look at it, but I kind of was in a rush to get 2 videos done for the weekend because it's my mom's birthday this weekend and we got shit going on Sunday, so I didn't think I was going to be able to stream or do anything on the channel, so I was just kind of kicking into gear with my own stuff. But absolutely will put that. I'm trying to think. I guess I don't really need to work on anything tomorrow. So I'll take a glance and try to record. I'll try to speak super fast on the microphone tomorrow. But I appreciate that, Caleb. Hope you're doing well, man. Atari. What's up, Michael? Had an Atari 2600 as a kid. I never had that. I had an original Nintendo. I had an SNES and then onward, but yeah. Joe Weeks, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Just finished the Lego A-Wing. Tired as hell. Haha. Hope you and your family are doing good. Love these late night streams. It's 1 a.m. here, UK peace. Nice, man. Just hanging out. The lights are off probably in your house. Maybe you're having a warm glass of milk before bed, before your eyes close and your head hits the pillow. But no, I actually built, maybe you know this, because maybe you've seen something I've posted on Twitter. Or, I don't think I've had the A-Wing in any background for videos. Maybe I have. But yeah, I actually finished the Lego A-Wing maybe a week ago or so. Maybe a little longer than that. That was my first ever... yeah, my first ever, like, big build. I was trying to rack my brain, Joe, and thinking about growing up, and I don't remember really building anything that had, like, detailed instructions. Nothing, especially nothing like the intricacies of the A-Wing. So I'm going to say this is my first ever, like, intricate Lego build. When I was a kid, I just had a big bucket of Legos, and most of them were like medieval knights in shining armor kind of things. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was kind of meditative. It was nice. The first day that I started building it was the day of the SpaceX Crew Dragon launch. So I just had that live stream on all day. Sitting there, took me, I think I spaced it out over 3 days, and I want to say it took me like 6 to 8 hours to build. It's kind of hard to guess because I was also filming and setting up shots and stuff like that. So it's really hard to judge how long it took me. But man, it was a fun one. And it is currently right behind me. And it's going to be in my office for years to come. But yeah, anyway, Joe, I appreciate that. Hope you had fun with the build. I should be putting out a video of it soon. It's actually a sponsored Lego video. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. Levi Gutierrez, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Did you watch the Bill and Ted 3 trailer? I did, Levi. I mean, it's okay. I remember seeing Bill and Ted when I don't even know. I must have been 10, 11. I really don't know, around that age. And I barely remember it. But yeah, so, you know, I'm not that excited for it. It's not something that, like, I don't think, I have hope that it's going to be funny. I hope that's going to be silly and goofy. But I didn't think the trailer did a good job of really setting it up. And I hope it's a case of, like, I don't know. Like, I hope they're kind of underplaying it and then it'll have a big payoff. But, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. We're getting a certain point of view novel for Empire Strikes Back. Oh, nice. Are they announcing stuff on wasn't there going to be some big Star Wars announcement? PC. No more waiting. Oh, here we go. Oh, nice. Empire at 40. Star Wars from a certain point of view. 40 stories, 40 authors. Follow the hashtag from a certain peek into some authors. Nice, man. Okay. I didn't read the first one, but I love the idea of it. So, I need to pick those up. Nice, man. I think there's going to be some more announcements. I thought there was going to be some more announcements. Anyway. Nice. Super Michael 98, thank you so much as well, man. Super Michael says, would you rather... Let me take a quick sip of the old coffee before it gets cold. Would you rather have a movie that is new made by incompetent people, or a movie made by competent people but sadly brings nothing new to the table? Oh, oh God. Well, maybe incompetent is the wrong word to use. Maybe, because if you're talking about incompetent people, like, I wouldn't just pull somebody off the fucking street and be like, make a movie, make it new. That's incompetence, right? Like somebody who knows nothing about anything and structuring a shot or anything like that. So that's incompetence. Maybe, but you could probably, like a film student, right? Maybe you could say, maybe another word for incompetent could be, I don't know, a lack of just experience, you know? So would you rather have a movie that is new, made by people with no experience, or a movie made by people with experience but sadly brings nothing to the table? It depends on my mood. If I'm wanting something if I'm wanting the latest Fast and the Furious movie, then I'm going with the latter, right? Just a movie that by people who kind of know how to make a movie, but it's nothing new. It's just the same old shit. But if I'm looking to, I mean, I like watching out there stuff from people who have barely any experience, because in the same way as it's kind of the same thing, like almost video game developers, right? You look at independent video game developers, they're making the innovative stuff. They're making the new and creative stuff. They might not have nearly the experience as a big studio, a big publisher, a big developer, but it's always the indie guys, the indie developers that are really pushing the boundaries of what a game even is. So, I don't know. It depends on my mood, man. Most of the time, nowadays at least, by the end of the day, I just want something just so I can just zone out. So I would take the latter. But yeah, man. Anyway, I appreciate that. Can you buy me a PS5? Unfortunately not, man. I got a kid. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Oof, I remember when I got my first Sega Genesis. I never owned a Sega thing. The only Sega thing I ever owned was a Dreamcast, which was, I believe, way ahead of its time. Crazy Taxi. Gotta love it. There was even a screen inside of your controller. And you could go on the internet with it. I think it was the first console you could go on the internet with, and I used to do that. And look at things I probably shouldn't have when I was a kid, right? Because nobody's going to check the history of your Sega Dreamcast. Anyway, Zio returns. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the channel support. Zio has returned. How have you been, Greed? I have started streaming on Twitch lately because of being out of a job. Got to do something to keep busy. Oh, nice. Is it under? Did you autocorrect killed my chat? Autocorrect killed my chat. Autocorrect is mortal enemy. Wait. Oh, you're good. You're good. Oh, instead of Greedo. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat, man. So everybody keep an eye on the chat too. Tell everybody your Twitch username, handle, whatever it's called over there. But that's awesome. Yeah, it's, you know, streaming's fun, and even if you're not talking or anything, it's kind of cool to just broadcast yourself. It's I don't know. It's a really neat. It's a thing that I wish was around when I was growing up and like when I was a kid, when I was in my teens, playing games with my buddies online. Because we always say, you know, if Twitch and all that, the streaming stuff existed when we were like 15, 16, 17, all that, we would have been immediately on it, you know. That's probably not a good thing, because we would have said some horrible, stupid shit. And been complete idiots, as every adolescent boy is. So maybe it's a good thing that we missed that. We missed the mark on that. But nice, man. Yeah, type your username, your handle, whatever they call it, in the chat, and everybody check it out. But I hope things work out. I'm assuming a lot of people are in the same boat because of the weight of the world and everybody kind of waiting for things to go back to whatever sense of normal it was before. But yeah, man. I'll check the streams out. Let me see if you replied. It's Zio returns. Of course it is. Let's see. Let's see. Zio returns Twitch. Twitch. Dun, 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 dun. I've only streamed on Twitch like once. Oh, nice. You play here. I'm gonna type it in the chat, everybody. You know, if you want to shit, I bet there's people that would play with you, Zio. Looks like Zio plays a lot of the Old Republic, and he did a 3-hour stream 13 hours ago. Hell yeah. Oh man, I miss those days, man. I miss those days of just doing nothing and playing video games. Good God, those are fun, right? Oh my God. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Why warm milk? I don't know. Is that what people drink before bed? Brad, I know. I'm super excited. That's all I'll say. Super excited. Caleb Kemp, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Did you really think I would leave the hyperdrive unguarded? LOL, no worries. I have college now, so videos are slow going for me right now. Oh yeah, that without a doubt takes priority, right? Yeah, that's... yeah, videos should be the last thing on your mind. Kick that college shit into gear like I should have back in the day, right? Let my my college... I don't even know what to call it, dude. I mean, I think I've told you this, but like when I graduated high school, I went to 2 different colleges. I tried whatever, just ended up working bullshit, nothing, dropping out. And then I enlisted. And when I got out of the Navy, I was so kind of gung-ho about going back to college. It took me like, I don't even know, 4 years to get my AA just because I was taking like 1 class at a time and working and not really, and working on the channel. And I was also working a real job and as a graphic designer at a company, which was a lot of fun, but it kind of, my studies dropped by the wayside. And like 9 years later, after I've gotten out of the Navy, I have an AA degree. Like, I want to smack myself. So don't let that happen, because you'll look back and go, what a lot of wasted time. I could have been buckling down and getting shit done, right? But hell yeah, man. Push through. There we go. George, as fun as Doom is to play on the console, it runs and plays better on PC. Consoles are like steering a boat in comparison. That's how I feel about all first-person shooters, George. I don't know how. I mean, I get it. I'm sure practice makes everybody better, but I've never been good at playing console or first-person shooters on a console. The difference between like precision on a mouse and keyboard versus a controller is night and day. That's a really good kind of comparison there. Consoles are like steering a boat. If there is a first-person shooter on the market, I will always get it for the PC. On the flip side, I don't really like playing third-person games on the PC, unless I plug in my Xbox controller, which I do all the time. But third-person games, for whatever reason, I like to sit on my couch and play them. First-person games, I like to sit at my computer and play them. That being said, with Cyberpunk, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get it for the PC or the Xbox. It's a first-person game, so my brain, like, I should default to the mouse and keyboard. That's what feels natural to me. But it's the type of game, I think, where I would be way more engrossed in the story if I were sitting at my couch. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I get more into games if I'm in my living room with headphones on, holding my Xbox controller, and sitting on the couch. I feel like I get more into them. My PC, my gaming on the PC is usually delegated to just like multiplayer games, fast-paced multiplayer games, talking with my buddies, you know what I mean? I don't know, Cyberpunk. I think I'm gonna end up getting it on the Xbox. I think. I don't know. Anyway. Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Aishi, did you see the trailer for Resident Evil 8? I did not know this existed. Let me see. Resident Evil 8. Oh my goodness. No, I did not see this. Okay, so PlayStation 5 event in 22 minutes. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. Resident Evil trailer 8 trailers here. I'll have to watch this after. Quite unlike what I've seen previously. The setting, as the title implies, is in a remote village far removed from the confines of Raccoon City or the Spencer Mansion. The whole thing opens up with a rather unsettling tale before the meat of the story kicks in. Lots of action, snow-covered landscapes, and one particularly imposing beast towards the end of the footage. All right. I've only played... Dude, I think I've only played the very, very, very first Resident Evil game and the most recent one. The most recent one's in that, like, I don't even know, like the Hills Have Eyes kind of Southern family's house, right? Resident Evil 7. I think that's the one. Biohazard, is that what's... Yeah. I've played that. That was fun. I never beat it. I needed to. I should have, rather. There's like a whole... I remember really liking the first Resident Evil game, and then I never played any of them until Resident Evil 7. Maybe I dabbled in a couple of them here and there at my friend's house back in the day, maybe. But yeah. Anyway. I appreciate that, man. I'm assuming Resident Evil 8 is also coming out for the Xbox One 8. Xbox One 8. Xbox One S. We'll see. Anyway. Caleb Kim, thank you so much as well. Work break over. We'll listen to the rest later. Well, when you hear this, you will hear me say thank you so much, man. Hell yeah. Get back to it. I appreciate that. Yeah, first video game was Sonic, the poor Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, the Dreamcast, like I said, man, I always feel like the Dreamcast was way ahead of its time. And it's, I don't know why, weird. I just Googled Dreamcast and it suggested I say, suggestions based on your recent activity. Is that new? No, dummy. I don't want to, I was just looking for the Dreamcast. So yeah, I always felt like the Dreamcast was ahead of its time. I really enjoyed it. I used to play, like I said, Crazy Taxi on it. I used to play House, what is that called? Not House on Haunted Hill. House of the Dead. You know, the arcade game, but they had it for the Dreamcast. And I had these guns that you could play with it, and you'd shoot at the screen just like Duck Hunt, but House of the Dead. Used to play that all the time. It was a console that hooked up to the internet. It was a console that had a screen in the controller. I think it was the first console that did both of those. And I don't know the history of why it kind of failed or why it was like a console that didn't do very well. I have no idea why, but I remember really liking it and thinking it was kind of, I don't know, a little more futuristic than the other consoles that were out at the time. But yeah. Anyway. Yummy coffee. But yeah, so I've, like I said, I've never really been that big of a console gamer. I've owned a lot over the years, probably not as many as a lot of you guys. I can go through my console list. I owned an original Nintendo. I owned a Super Nintendo. I owned a Nintendo 64. I owned a Dreamcast. And then I didn't own any console until an Xbox 360. Because I was basically just playing PC games before that. And I only had my 360 for a few months. It was like I bought it right when I got out of boot camp, and I barely played it. And then the next console I got was a PS3, and the only reason that I bought a PS3 was for the Blu-ray player, to play Star Wars on Blu-ray. PS3, when I bought my PS3, a Blu-ray player was like not that much cheaper than a PS3, so I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just get a PS3, right? Why? I'll spend $50 more to get a PS3. And then after a PS3, I got an Xbox One S. So I don't really go out of my way to buy consoles. I don't really get that excited for them, but I think as my daughter gets older, I'm super excited to play games with her. She already kind of gets the concept of playing some games on this like tablet that my parents got her, and it's really interesting to watch her figure these puzzles out, and like hand-eye coordination, popping bubbles, and like moving objects to match them with the corresponding object. It's really nice. It's I mean, it's just really neat. Watching a kid grow up like that, mind blowing. Anyway, Oscar Rodriguez, once again, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I would love a Telltale style game based on the Halloween franchise. Ooh. Where you play as a detective searching for clues and hunting for Michael Myers. I love that idea. Telltale went out of business, right? I know, I mean, you said a style game, but Telltale games aren't they? Am I thinking of something else? Okay, 2018, defunct 2018. I wonder why. Why did they shut down? Is being revived after its assets were purchased by... Oh, so they were bought out. Okay, I'll have to look into that. But, so, yeah, I love that idea. I've played a little bit of one of the Game of Thrones Telltale games. I think it was free on, like, a Game Pass thing back in the day on my Xbox. And... I never beat it, but I love the concept of a game like that. It kind of reminded me of, you ever play Heavy Rain? Maybe like a Telltale game is way more streamlined. I really don't know, but kind of reminded me of Heavy Rain, like almost a point and click adventure game in a way. But yeah, I love that idea, especially the detective side of it. I think well, geez, man, thank you for reminding me on a completely different topic here. Let me go to Steam and see if this game's on sale. I thought about this game the other day and I wanted to see if it was on sale. There's a game called Thimbleweed Park. Is that what it's called? But it's basically made by the people who made House on Haunt or Maniac Mansion back in the day. Which I used to play on the original Nintendo all the time. But I love detective games. I haven't really played many over the years. I used to play the Blade Runner PC game constantly. But no, I think a Telltale style game set in any world where you can be a detective would be a lot of fun. So yeah, man. I would love a Star Wars style. This has been brought up a few times on streams lately. I would love a Star Wars style detective movie. I think that would be great. You know, think a little bit outside of the box with what a Star Wars movie could be, and I think a detective style Star Wars movie, dude, would just be kind of like just perfectly different, right? Perfectly different, or a Telltale style Star Wars detective game. Either way. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. One more sip of coffee. Oh, what's up, Alex? Thank you so much as well. Hey, Greedo, have you ever seen any of the Godzilla films? It's one of the most diverse film series with so many different styles and visions. I have seen... Well, you know what, Alex? Let me pull it up, and I will tell you which ones I have seen. I'll preface it by saying not very many. And probably the worst ones. Godzilla movies. I know for a fact I have seen I'm gonna say I know for a fact I've seen the very, 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 very first one. I feel like I saw that in a film class. We briefly talked about college earlier. Before I enlisted, I went to a school down in Orlando for computer animation, and they have classes you take on film and stuff like that, and I had a film class, and I'm pretty sure we watched it there. But so where is the list? Wikizilla, there we go. Oh my god, there's so many. There's so many. No, I'm gonna say I haven't seen any of these. Obviously, I saw the Roland Emmerich Godzilla. Came out in 1998. What 12-year-old boy wouldn't be super pumped for that? Let's see. Godzilla. Roland Emmerich. Let's see what that has on Rotten Tomatoes. A 16% and a 28 audience score. Matthew Broderick. Forgot this movie existed. Golly, man. So no, I saw the Gareth Edwards Godzilla. So there wasn't. Oh wow, there wasn't a Godzilla from 2014. I mean 2004 to 2014. Huh. I wonder if it, like, in King of Monsters, I actually didn't even realize that was already out. Godzilla King of Monsters. So no, I've never been a big Godzilla fan. I don't really know too much about it, and I've obviously only seen the very, very first one, probably just because my film professor wanted to show the class like where that all came from, like big monster movies and the how it was made and all that kind of stuff. And then the American ones, which are probably the worst in the franchise, right? Do like, I wonder how, like, because obviously, well, I was gonna say obviously, yeah, I wonder what the general consensus is with the overall Godzilla franchise, with peppered in American titles, and how those are received overseas, compared to the Japanese, the original kind of films, Anyway, that's a long way to say not very many, Alex. Not very many. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, man. The 98 film is one of the most infamous remakes ever. Oh, it's a remake? Let's see. Toast fire-breathing monsters back. Changed. The computer-generated Godzilla threatens... What is a critic consensus? Without compelling characters or heart, Godzilla stomps on everything that made the original or any monster movie worth its salt a classic. Oh, that is like a nice way to be so condescending. I love it. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Let me take a sip of the water. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really rank them, Gumball. I have seen the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I loved the first one. I thought that was one of the best at the time, and even today, I think it's one of the best superhero movies. I love it. Plus, the first one is definitely my favorite of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. But that's kind of the thing with me. I like the first in most franchises. I like the first in... I guess the exception would be the Batman ones. I like Dark Knight best. But when it comes to most franchises, generally the first movie is my favorite. But yeah, I love that first Spider-Man movie, Sam Raimi one. I don't really remember the other two too well. Who was Doc Ock in the second or third one? I don't remember. Anyway, it's been a long time. And Oscar Rodriguez, thank you so much once again for the super chat and channel support. Let's see. Oscar says, "What if M. Night Shyamalan directed a Star Wars film?" Dude, if M. Night wants to make a Star Wars film, good on him. I am not opposed to any director getting their hands on a Star Wars movie. That's the thing. Like, I want, obviously, like Taika Waititi, kind of almost like a guaranteed bet, right? J.J. Abrams, a guaranteed bet. These are directors that you go, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? But I love the outside of the box thinking of getting directors you would not think of to make a Star Wars movie, to have them make a Star Wars movie. I mean, M. Night, sure. Why not? I know his name is kind of thrown around as a joke, but dude, he makes some pretty fun movies. You know, he has made some pretty fun movies, and you know, hey, why not? Why not? I want Danny Boyle to get on the Star Wars train too. I don't see anything wrong with kind of bringing in unconventional directors that you normally wouldn't think of, if you thought of Star Wars, right? Now M. Night, yeah, I saw, is it called The Village? I think it's called The Village. Was one of my most like eye-rolly movies I've ever been to, because I went to see it in the theater with my buddy Matt, and within like 15 minutes I turned to him and I just said, "Oh, they're in modern day." Like there was really no hints, but I knew that was going to be the twist. I was like, "Oh, they're in modern day. Oh, this sucks. Now I'm going to sit here just like knowing." I don't know, man. But yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Throw him in there. Let's get him to direct a Star Wars movie. Hell yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Caleb Kip, once again, thank you so much for the channel support. I thought your break was over. I thought you had to go work. Caleb says, real quick, you're sending me a green screen footage. IIRC. What does that stand for? IIRC. IIRC. If I recall correctly. I don't think I've ever seen that or heard anybody use that before. IIRC, that's what we agreed to, but wanted to double check just in case so I know what to expect. Yeah, that's fine. If that's what you want, I can absolutely do that for sure. Green screen footage and some audio over it. The way it'll just be the way it'll work, Caleb, is I will sync up the audio with the video, and I'm just going to send you a video file in front of my green screen. And if you need me to put a background to that green screen, or if you want me to leave the green, which might be easier for me just to leave the green so you can mess with that. Either way, it'd be cool with me. But yeah, so yeah, I'll absolutely send you over some green screen footage with the audio overlaid to it. But anyway, man, I appreciate that. My favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie has to be Glass. It's pretty over the top due to what it was, but that just made it better, and the ending was very heartbreaking. I haven't seen it. I remember liking Unbreakable back in the day. That was different. That was fun. I saw what is it? Split? Yeah, I saw Split. I'm trying to remember which ones I've seen of his, but anyway. So, okay, we went an hour, ladies and gentlemen. We went an hour in what I labeled as a 30-minute stream, but it's all good. I think my wife just put my daughter down, so for bed. So we are good to go. I might go pop some popcorn and watch the next episode of a show that we're currently watching that I'm not going to tell you guys yet that we're watching, because I don't want no spoilers. But all right, guys, so I'm going to jet. But I appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. To everybody who super chatted and supported the channel, thank you guys so much. I got 2 videos scheduled to upload on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's video is a really fun one. It's kind of a research video that I did and put together. And you guys know whenever I have an opportunity to make a video like that, I always really enjoy it. So that will be out on Saturday. Another video that I have scheduled will be coming out Sunday, and that is another trivia video. A couple weeks ago, I uploaded a Star Wars trivia video, and this is going to be kind of a recurring thing. I think maybe once or twice a month I'll do these little Star Wars trivia Sunday videos, and it's good stuff. But anyway, all right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, listening to my dumb voice for an hour, and I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya.